Meteorologist Mike Griffith for East Coast Weather Association and also for Carolina Weather Pro. And we're going to be looking at Wednesday, May 10th, 2017. And we're looking at the GFS model here across much of the East Coast. And there's going to be a little wave of low pressure that develops right on the North Carolina, South Carolina border as we go into the early morning hours on Wednesday, which is going to bring some showers and some unsettled weather here, especially to coastal North Carolina, including Wilmington and maybe even Charlotte, anywhere east of there, the Triad and Raleigh. Going to be looking at some shower activity as we go into the morning hours tomorrow. That disturbance kind of moves away, and skies could clear out for a bit in spots. But then there's another little wave of low pressure right there that kind of likes to move southeastward. This has been the pattern. We've been getting precipitation across the northeastern half of North Carolina, as this is a little train of disturbances that come across the northern part of the state and cause a lot of severe rain and precipitation. Some strong thunderstorms, but nothing too severe as we can expect today. Maybe something later today in the form of showers, especially on the Outer Banks here. South Carolina remaining dry, not a whole lot going on down there. And then as we go into Thursday, things are still unsettled here, especially across coastal North Carolina. And then the Thursday evening, looking like we could get some more showers and maybe even rumble thunder here across the coastal areas of North Carolina and even Raleigh. Again, not expecting anything too severe as we go into later this week. And then looking at Friday, looks like the day kind of starts out dry, but then as we get to later in the day, showers and thunderstorms pop up, especially ahead of this disturbance. Some of these thunderstorms could be some flooding thunderstorms, some downpours and whatnot. Not looking at anything too far in the way of severe. Could have some stronger thunderstorms isolated ahead of this disturbance, ahead of this wave coming in. And let me show you what I'm talking about here with this wave coming in. And we're looking at this disturbance is going to be the wave for the coastal storm this coming weekend. And we're looking at Saturday. Here comes a disturbance across North Carolina. We can expect lots of rain, lots of cooler weather, lots of showers, even some embedded thunder. And then that wave kind of pushes off eastward and phases with the northern wave and the northern branch of the jet stream and actually causes our coastal low. And this is going to be on Saturday into Sunday here. We're looking at Mother's Day, a Mother's Day nor'easter, a storm. We'll back it up a couple frames here. Here it comes. It looks like it likes to put down a lot of rain across the coastal Carolinas area from Elizabeth City all the way down to Wilmington and even into Charleston, maybe even Hilton Head in Columbia, not out of the picture as far as any type of precipitation. And I don't think Charlotte will be out of the picture either, especially on Saturday and the Sunday. But then the big coastal low likes to spin up here just off the Delmarva. Really windy, nasty Mother's Day across much of Long Island and New York, even in the southern New England. And we're looking at New Jersey here getting pounded with rain and high surf along the coast and the Delmarva area, even the Chesapeake Bay. Not out of the clear as far as the weather goes this coming weekend. We're looking at this coastal low developing, and it kind of likes to move up here into the southern New England area, Long Island. They're going to get pounded this weekend. This is looking like Saturday and the Sunday time frame here, and that kind of moves away. And then behind that system, very windy here across the northeast, not so much across the southeast, as it'll probably be on the nice side as we go into early next week behind that storm. And then we're looking at basically just random showers and thunderstorms as we go into more of a summer-like pattern here. Thunderstorms in the foothills of western North Carolina, as we normally have in the warm season. Upstate of South Carolina become more active as we go into next week, middle part of next week, and later next week. We're starting to get into a more summertime pattern. So how about temperatures? What are we looking at as far as how cold it's going to feel or how warm it's going to feel outside? Well, as we go into Wednesday here today, it's not going to be really too overly hot, but it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was yesterday here. These are just seasonable temperatures across the southeast, cool and chilly up there in the northeast. Not a whole lot to write home about. Seasonable temperatures as we go into Thursday as well. Maybe a little bit of sunshine here, bringing our temperatures up into the mid-80s or so. Nothing too crazy, though. Nothing too cold. But then as we go into the weekend, into Saturday and Sunday, here comes the cooler air associated with the disturbance. Just a little chilly air with this coastal low here across much of the East Coast. So it's going to drop the temperatures down to a little bit below average. Nothing too crazy, not cold, but just chilly. A cold rain is going to break out across much of the East Coast here as we go into this weekend, and it's just going to feel really chilly behind this system. And then we go back to seasonable spring, late spring temperatures across the southeast. Continued chilly up in the northeast, cooler, slightly cooler than average for this time of year. And then as we go into next week, it looks like we start to get a little bit more seasonable here across the Carolinas. And that just means like maybe mid 80s and nothing really extreme, no heat waves or anything like that. Just looking like a tame, moderate spring here. It doesn't look like anything crazy. Now, it does get kind of warm here across much of the east as we go into the 17th, Wednesday next week. But again, this is just normal for this time of year. It's nothing really to write home about. There's no scorching heat or anything like that. It just looks like it's seasonable. And that's what we're expecting with the temperatures. It's going to be chilly with the coastal low, but then we return to somewhat normal seasonable temperatures for the month of May. That's where we stand right now. Your outlook for Wednesday, May 10th, 2017, East Coast weather.